I guess I'm going ahead and getting going. And it is still a little bit early. It's not quite 6 o'clock yet, Pacific time, 6 p.m. But we'll go ahead and get started. I wanted to let you all know that I have an email address, website. I'm not sure if this is coming out backwards. I'm going to have to watch the replay and see. I might just be ridiculous because I might need to do it backwards. Anyway, I mean, it looks like it might be right. I'll find out. And I'm going to tape it on the wall behind me and see if it is visible. No, it's not. Okay, thought I'd give that a try. How are you all today? Thank you for being here. Michele Bee, that's me, and I am from eclectichandstarot.com. If you have any questions, anything that you want to be read to you, contact me at my email, michelle@eclectichandstarot.com. Hopefully you can read that. If it's backwards, sorry, you'll be a backwards reader. I took a year off from tarot reading because I got really burned out on uploading videos, editing, recording, editing, uploading. It got to be a little bit too much for me, and the whole live stream thing wasn't as easy as it is nowadays. So here I am, and I had to build up some confidence to get into live streaming too, when my confidence was a lot lower. And well, I'm back now. I also, a big thing that I have been doing that's been a huge distraction for me is that I've been a massage therapy student, and I'm almost done with the program. Things are getting a lot easier right now, and it's almost time to start doing actual practicing. And so I have a little bit more time on my hands. So and also I don't have to work at an extra job to help pay for the tuition because it's almost done. So now I have a lot more free time and I can get back into my passion, which is reading cards for you. Yeah, so once again, if you have any questions that you'd like answered through the tarot, absolutely free. Go ahead and email those questions for me at michelle@eclectichandstarot.com. Don't put it in the chat. Email it to me because I won't be able to just like go back and forth between reading tarot and during this hour that I'm on with you, reading tarot and looking at questions. If everybody's coming at me with a whole bunch of questions, it'll get hard, right? It'll be challenging. So if you email them to me ahead of time, I can let you know exactly what day and time I'm going to be doing the live stream so that you can be there and you can watch it. And if you're not there, then I can email you the link to that. Also, if you're not so interested in having I would do it anonymously if that's what you wanted, of course, but if you were not interested in having your question asked live, you wanted to do a private reading with me, you can go to eclectichandstarot.com, which is my Etsy shop, where you can purchase a 45-minute tarot reading live, one-on-one tarot reading with me where we can talk about your stuff. Or you can purchase a 10 to 15 minute recording of me reading to you. And then I'll also have DM, direct message, one card tarot pulls for only $5 if that's what you want. So if you're interested in having a private reading just for yourself, go to eclectichandstarot.com. That's this bottom part, eclectichandstarot.com, and you can order your own private readings. So let's go ahead and get started. We've got the wholeness deck to look at for our message for today. My goal is to always empower and inspire you so that you can be going about your life in good vibes, right? Always good vibes around here. I radiate confidence. That's your special message for today. Oh, it's so important to come at life with your heart full, already feeling like you're good enough and not needing someone to prove that to you as you're going about through your life, right? It's so much better to not need other people to validate you. Already be there, already be in the vibration of confidence and security. Let's see what other kinds of messages we have to go along with I radiate confidence. We've got strength card, and that's a very confident card too. So when say you're walking down the street and a dog comes running out of a yard. Nobody's watching it, and like it just comes running out of the yard at you. Do you freak out and run away? Or do you hold your ground and you tell that dog who's the boss? Like when you hold yourself with confidence, with strength, the dog won't go the dog won't go crazy on you, right? It's not gonna it's gonna bark at you, but it's not gonna come and bite you. It will it will back off. I got messages coming in that's kind of distracting me. This is my first time doing this live, so thank you for your patience. Anyway, I love that these two cards have come together, the Strength card and Radiating Confidence coming together. It's reminding all of us that when we assume that we are already good enough, when we value and validate ourselves as being at a higher level already, people will treat us that way. We don't have to prove anything when we already know who we are. I love that. I love that. Let's see what else we have. Let's stir that up and just set it aside. Go with my other tarot deck here. Ooh, Five of Pentacles is coming up. Five of Pentacles represents the feeling of scarcity. So some of us might have this feeling, I'm really, every time I get on Google for just searching the Google Chrome search engine, just to look something up that I need to, I have all these headlines coming in about how hard things are right now, how terrible inflation is, all the how expensive eggs are, how expensive gasoline is. And there's this narrative of scarcity that's been pretty rampant lately. It's something that's always happening though. I've been on this planet for 45 years, darlings. I've been on this planet for 45 years. I have seen so much nonsense. I've seen many recessions. I saw the Great Recession where everybody was freaking out. Everything had always ended up being okay. Like it, people who always have a poverty mindset will not stop having a poverty mindset. It goes on and on and on. People who always feel wealthy will always feel wealthy. So that's the thing. It's like if you have it in your head that you're poor, your environment is always going to show you that. Your environment is always going to show you a difficult time. But if instead you go around with a feeling of confidence and strength, knowing that you are always taken care of by the universe does always take care of us. If you go around like that, then your environment is going to show you instead how abundant you really are. Always does. It always does. What else do we have here? Seven of Wands. Now this is for specifically for people who need to hear these messages. Scarcity and feeling like people are out to get you. Let's look at these two messages a little bit closer to find out what we need to know. Because I kind of feel like there are some energies coming in that are like, oh, there's all these things that are happening right now. The government's out to get us, or there's bad guys out there. So let's address this, because I always want to leave the people that I read for inspired and empowered, as I mentioned. Confident and going forward in a positive way, assuming that life is good and everything and the universe is looking out for us. So let's see what cards we can get to discuss this whole Seven of Wands. Things are hard. People are out to get us. What have we got? Ooh, the Tower and the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is a card of not being grateful, really. It's an ingratitude. It's like I'm looking at what I do have and I'm saying that's not enough, and meanwhile the universe is trying to give us more gifts. And I feel like this is a direct answer to that Five of Pentacles energy of scarcity, and like we're all alone. We have all this misfortune, all this misfortune is happening to us. Things are so hard. And meanwhile, like all these gifts are being given to you from the universe. What do you have to be grateful for? Nobody wants to be condescended to like that, Michelle. Nobody wants to be told that everybody's got hard times, right? Everybody's having challenging times. Always, no matter what's going on. There's always something that you can be really dissatisfied with. But it's not helping anything. This feeling of scarcity and never enoughness isn't going to help us ever. Now the Tower, though, the Tower coming out in response to the Seven of Wands, feeling attacked energy. The Tower is a major arcana which represents something that was built before that needs to be destroyed in order to create new things. So if you've been living in a vibration of scarcity and being attacked, feeling alone, feeling betrayed, I feel like the old systems are being torn down. And I do see that as something I see all of this as a continuum of change that has to happen on a societal level in order to bring about the new. Our economy, our social system and our economy is in huge upheaval at this time. The way that we go about taking care of our needs has completely changed from the way it was when I was a kid, in the 40 years since I was a kid. Everything's changed. Like, so many people are making their incomes online. People don't have to work in the fields anymore, and we have these machines and computers that can take care of so many things that used to only be human driven. So while the economy is shrinking for people in general, also our needs have never changed. We still need these basic things. We still need all of our mundane material things, but we also need to have our spiritual needs taken care of. So it might seem like a disaster on one side, that there's not enough work for people in the old paradigm, but it's being torn down so that there can be new work in the new paradigm. And the sooner that we all tap into what we do want in the new paradigm, the easier our lives are going to be. So I know change is hard. We have a certain chunk of our astrological charts that is fixed and doesn't like change, that wants everything to stay the same, because at least we know what we've got if everything is the same. But if all the old things aren't working anymore, they have to change. So this is what we have here. We've got messages of the old paradigm never being enough, people fighting, war, so much hardship in the past, and we're transitioning. It's all of the old stuff is being torn apart, and it's scary not knowing what's coming next. But life goes on, and the universe always supports us with our next steps. So instead of going forward in fear, why don't we go forward in strength and confidence in order to establish our paradigm for the future? We're creating our own reality through the way that we perceive it, right? So if we perceive that our future is good and that we're always supported and that everything's going to be great, that's the future that we're going to manifest. And if we focus instead on how hard everything is and it's never getting better, it's never going to get better. What do you choose, my dears? What do you choose? I choose honoring and embracing change, moving forward into the future with positivity, because it's going to be good. The future's going to be good, good, good. So I just finished up a bunch of shorts for everyone for the whole astrological chart. So there were a bunch of messages that came out just recently with those, but I can do some quick messages again because I have some time to fill. But real quick, for those of you who are just tuning into this, if you would like to have a private reading with me, go to eclectichandstarot.com for private readings. You can do a video chat one-on-one with me. I do those on Sundays. And then also you have the opportunity to have a video recording that I can upload privately just for you. Those are $20. And then direct messaging, one card pull are $5 each. Go to my Etsy shop, eclectichandstarot.com. But if you want a free reading, email me at michelle@eclectichandstarot.com and ask me to do a reading for you, and I will let you know what day I'm doing it on my live time. All right, getting my cards all stirred up, all shuffled up and fresh, so I can just go through and pull some cards for astrological signs. Thank you all for being here today. When I do look at the chat later on, I'd love to hear where you're all from. That would be really great. This deck is kind of hard to shuffle. It's the Solace Divinity Tarot deck from Australia, and it was mailed to me during COVID when things were when mailing things were really hard. Apologies for the shaking camera. It's attached to my very shaky table. Big drink of water. Water's so good. Okay. So, messages. Let's start with Leo. What message do I have for Leo? Temperance. Got Temperance for you. Temperance is a card of health and healing and vitality. You're being reminded to take very good care of yourself. But a message that I'm intuitively receiving is something about taking care of other people too. You've been through a lot of physical hardship in the past, illness that you've recovered from, suffering that you've experienced, physical suffering that you've experienced, and that gives you a special empathy for what other people are experiencing. That can create, you are a healer. For those of you who resonate with this card right now, Leos, or anyone with Leo placements, very much so connecting with being a healer. If you've ever wondered what your place is in the world, because it is a major arcana, if you ever wondered what your purpose is, it has something to do with being a healer. Sharing your cup of health with other people, taking your cup and filling other people's, but make sure it's only the overflow, my dears. Lovely. Let's see what we've got for Virgo. My fellow Virgos, I'm a Virgo too. And it is almost my half birthday here. Coming to the end of February, moving into Pisces season. It is my half birthday. Okay, Virgos, we have the Ace of Swords coming up in reverse. Often I don't really pay much attention to reverses unless it's a single card, right? So Ace of Swords in reverse, it's like something about keeping your mouth shut. Something about not saying anything if you don't have to. So, I mean, I feel like that there might be a situation, Virgo, where you want to say something because you feel insecurity. Like you're trying to square away how somebody else feels because you have insecurity around what's going on with them. And really what you need to be doing is coming back to yourself and your own value. I radiate confidence, right? Knowing how good you are without having to have somebody else boost you up and tell you all the time. There's some Virgos, I know that this is the case for me, is that when I want to get attention from someone, I might pick a fight, and this is a card for that. So just be really careful with your communication right now, Virgo, because that's the warning from the cards. Let's get a different perspective on it from what you are experiencing right now. You're like, but I need to tell them that something like that. But do you really need to tell them something? Or do you need to just take really good care of yourself right now? Because I don't get the feeling that the other person is doing something that words can fix right now. How about that? All right, so let's go on to Libra. Special messages for Libra, and that just flipped right out, and we've got that Four of Cups again that just came out again, talking about gifts coming in from the universe. Make sure that you are ready to receive. I feel like I want to do some clarifying of this card, that there's something else, some other message that wants to come in with it. Eight of Swords in reverse, feeling trapped. Okay, so with these two together, and they were both reversed when they came out, I feel like Eight of Swords has something to do with your thoughts trapping you. It's a feeling of stuckness. This is going to go a little bit deep for Libra. A feeling of stuckness, a feeling of being trapped, a feeling of knowing your value is greater than, or your potential is greater than what you've been living up to so far. The thing is, like, this lady that's tied up here, it's not, she's tied, but it's like she's tied herself. She's blindfolded herself. She's refusing to see, to let herself be free. It's really her thoughts that are trapping her. That's what all these swords are all about. They're all about the intellect, the mind, the ego that is trapping her. So the cards are trying to let you know that you're not stuck. Your abundance is there for you, but you've got to let yourself loose. You've got to free yourself. And I feel like it's the constraints of your ego that are holding you back from living up to the potential that you have. I feel like all the gifts that the universe want to give you they're right there. And you just have to allow yourself to accept them by freeing yourself up from the constraints of societal expectations, I think, more than anything else. This is how a good person acts. This is how a responsible person behaves. Don't be too crazy. Don't be too weird. You know, the universe has a special present for you, my dear. Live up to your greatest potential. So it's these are positive cards. Great advice, great perspective. Scorpio. Scorpio. I see connection. I see balance. I see you sharing your cup of vulnerability with someone. I see you warming up to someone very special. Whether you identify masculine and whatever the other person identifies, you identify as female and you got somebody sweet coming in. This is the card of balance and love and reciprocation, right? If you're wondering at all whether or not the person that you have in mind feels the same way about you, they do. But I feel like for a lot of you, there's some holding back happening because of fear of rejection. How sweet, Scorpio. So really, one of you is going to have to make the first move. That's really cute. One of you is going to have to take the first step, make the first move into being the vulnerable person that says, hey, like, I kind of love you. And they're going to feel the same way. I feel like this is a really good thing for you, Scorpio. That's a positive. That's some positive, sweet vibes. We're on Sagittarius now. Special messages, a different perspective for Sagittarius. Let's see what we got. And Sagittarius has the other love card, but this is a little bit more dramatic compared to Scorpio's mundane, physical plane kind of relationship reciprocality in relationship. The Lovers is kind of a big dramatic situation where it can represent love, but to me it's more about choices, because it's Adam and Eve. It's supposed to represent Adam and Eve, and uh, Gabriel is hovering over them, and like that they're being watched out for. No matter what their choices are, in the end everything ends up working out okay, but it may look like it's kind of bad on the surface. The choices that they make on the surface can look like they're bad. Some of you might be dealing with a relationship or a situationship that you're not supposed to be in, that's socially unacceptable in some way, but everything's going to be okay in the end, even if it looks kind of dramatic and bad at the moment. Um, Others are having to make some pretty significant life choices, and they're wondering whether or not they're making the right choice. Let's get one card for Sagittarius for clarification. Yeah, so there's a sneaking and hiding. Sneaking and hiding. Seven of Swords, sneaking and hiding, kind of like, what is that guy doing stealing the swords in the middle of the night? You're overthinking things. That's the first thing. You're overthinking whether or not you should be doing it. I feel like Sagittarius, you're wondering more about whether or not you're doing the right thing than anybody else is wondering whether or not you're doing the right thing. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. So I feel like things aren't as bad as you think they are. Things aren't as dire and dramatic as you think they are. My intuition says go ahead and do it, Sagittarius, whatever it is that you're involved in, whether that be a romantic relationship or any other kind of situation where you're wondering whether or not you're being ethical or moral in the situation. I think maybe you're being a little hard on yourself. That's my intuitive impression about it. I don't get the get out of there right now kind of feeling from it. Whoop. And for Capricorn, what have we got? The Fool. Ooh, I love major arcana. The Fool for you. I think this is like the opposite of what Capricorn ever wants to do. Capricorn does like to get up and go, though. That is something. They have that cardinal energy that wants to get up and move and take care of business. But Capricorn also very much likes to be secure and know what's happening ahead of time, right? You remember early on in the reading when I was talking about impressions I got from the collective regarding dramatic changes that are happening right now, that is deconstructing the status quo and reconstructing the new, and how that can seem really scary at first. This is what's going on for you, Capricorn. It's like you're walking on the edge of the cliff and you don't know, as you're stepping along, what's in front of you, and that can be really scary and really intimidating, but you're being encouraged. It was not in reverse, it was upright. You're being encouraged to go ahead and act, even if you don't know where it's going to take you. If your intuition says it, the universe says it, go ahead and do it. Whatever your inspired action is, go ahead and take those steps. With it being this major arcana, it's a significant aspect of your life. It's your choices right now are going to make a dramatic impact on your future going forward. This is a big deal, what you're dealing with right now, the choices that you're making right now. You're being told to act from inspiration, not from logic at this time. Okay, so Aquarius. Oh, High Priestess, another major arcana. So many significant things happening right now. This is another, so we got the Fool and the High Priestess. Aquarius, this is another significant card for acting from inspiration and intuition, being the physical personification of the goddess. The High Priestess is the holder of wisdom. She's the holder of all of the divine intelligence comes into her, and she articulates it. And you are this person right now. You have the wisdom that you need going forward. You know the right choices to make for yourself. And I feel like the impression that I'm getting from the high priestess at this time is there's a lot of second guessing happening from outside of you to tell you that you're not making the right choices, that you better just sit down and keep doing things the same old way. But Aquarius, you have to do things the way that you have to break some rules. It's time to break some rules, and I know that you're very good at that. It's time to break some rules, and it's there's some significant things, some significant changes happening across the board for everyone right now. The shifts are huge right now. Pisces, Page of Cups. There you are. There you are being yourself, Pisces. I love that you've come up. And it is your season. Hey, happy birthday, Pisces, on top of that. Well, there you are, just being yourself, being romantic, being sweet, having a good time. What else do we have for Pisces? Oh, the world. The world. There you are. So, yeah, big endings. Big endings. But they're good endings. They're happy endings. And I really love this for you. The cycle is complete. Now you're looking back. All right. I got messages coming in from my friends, and that's really distracting. That's really hard to do. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Whew. So, yeah, you're looking back at how the whole last year went, and I feel like you're like, oh, okay, that wasn't so bad. All right. And then now you get to start the cycle over again. And I feel like it's a really good thing. You're leaving off in a really good place. And one more for my birthday people. Queen of Pentacles. Fresh starts in the financial realm. A lot more stability coming for you in the next year. So there's some special birthday messages for Pisces. Next we have Aries. Oh, real quick, I should give a shout out. If you would like to have a reading done for you for free, my viewers that are on right now, I have an email address. Hopefully it's coming out not backwards for you. I'll find out when I watch the replay. It's michele@eclectichandstarot.com. Send me an email requesting that I do a reading for you on my live show. I've got one coming up on Saturday morning at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then every Tuesday also at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so, yeah, send me an email requesting a reading for yourself. I'll spend 10-15 minutes doing a reading for you. It can be totally anonymous. I won't put your name on there if you don't want. I can say your name if you do want. I can give a shout out, your birthday or whatever. And if you'd like to have a private reading, go to my website at eclectichandstarot.com, and there are a few options for you for having a private reading. So, where was I? Just did Pisces, and it's time for Aries. Aries, Knight of Pentacles. This is a message of money, a message for your career. So a message is coming in. What is the message for you, Aries? Yeah, so time to take action. But it's slow and steady, but inspired. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving of all of the personalities, the court cards of the tarot. So he's like slow and steady and doing the job and showing up at work and doing it right and making sure all the details are taken care of. But the Magician is coming in to support him, saying that sometimes it's not about the work, sometimes it's about your headspace. What the work that you've done before you show up to work, the being in a great attitude so that magic can happen. the higher our vibrations are, the more likely that synchronicities are going to come our way, which will multiply the amplitude of the work that we're doing. I love that. Working smarter, not harder. And I know you love that, Aries, because I know you like to work fast. For sure. Now let's see, where are we? After Aries is Taurus. Message for Taurus. Ooh, interesting. 6 of Swords is coming in to tell you that if you're having some hard times right now, Taurus, to allow yourself to be supported and taken care of. This boatman is taking this person across the water from an area that's challenging to the smoother area. It's the lighter side of the bay. Like there's the shadow side and then there's the sunny side of the bay. You're going from the shadow side to the lighter side. If you don't have a person, I'm getting this message, if you don't have a physical individual that can help you in this time, pray to God, Goddess, guardian angels, your higher self, whoever's out there that can listen. Ask for guidance, and you may not hear what your guidance is right now, but you'll be inspired step by step. So I am hearing that. Allow yourself to be carried. This is very much like the message that I'm getting is very much like the footprints poem that my mother had on her wall when I was a child. It was about Christ carrying a person. The person was like, your footsteps were next to mine. Like I look back and there were 2 sets of footsteps through all the good times, but through all the hard times there was only 1 set of footsteps. And Christ responded, because through all the hard times I was carrying you. So, I just got chills. Oh my God, Taurus. I just got chills. Yeah, so if you're having a hard time, remember that you're not alone, that you are being carried. And if you do feel alone, ask for that help, okay? Things are going to get easier once you get to the other side of that water. Hang in there, Taurus. Gemini messages. Oh my God, that was so dramatic. Taurus, oh my God. Okay, well, you know what, Gemini? I think this is the card that I pulled for you. It was in a different deck on the shorts that I just posted earlier today. I did pull a 6 of Wands for you, so that's an interesting coincidence that I got it twice. And it has to do with victory. It's not the victory like the Chariot victory, but it's a more like mundane, everyday kind of victory. Today is a day when a lot of good things have been coming in for you, or maybe they're coming in, a lot of good things are coming in tomorrow. You're getting the positive feedback and support that you've been waiting for. You've been there for your friends, right? All these people in the background that are cheering you on, you're there on the horse, and all your friends, all your loved ones, your family, they've been cheering you on, and while you've been supporting them, you've been doing a lot for them, and now they're like, let us help lift you up. And they're supporting you. People are coming out of the woodwork to help you out. And yeah, there's some great benefits coming for you if they haven't already. Live it up. You deserve it. Don't feel guilty for a second about the good things that are coming into your life right now, Gemini. Don't feel guilty for a second. So, Cancer. Ace of Wands. I think this has something to do with allowing yourself to be passionate. I remember watching another reader once that referred to this as like being a phallic symbol with a hand on it. Cancer, letting yourself have a really good time. This video is not for children, okay? Passionate love affair, physical closeness, but also allowing yourself to be like taking really good care of your body. and taking really good care of the things that are important to you, so that you can have more energy for the rest of your life. So if you have a person that you can get close with physically and have a really good time, it's going to feed you at this time of your life. But also, if you don't have someone you can get close to physically to have that kind of fun, you can do that for yourself by taking a long soak, or taking really good care of your body in like a sensual kind of way. Also engaging in the things that light you up, your hobbies, that that give you strength as you're going through your life. It's going to feed into other aspects of your life in a really positive way. So I think we got everybody. We got Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries. Oh, there you are. Okay, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Okay, so I got all of those. Now, if you tuned in late and you missed your sign in that whole part, you can go back. I will make sure that this video is posted later on so that people can watch it. Okay, so any other messages for anybody else? Now, yeah, once again, if you would like to have a private reading done, go to eclectichandstarot.com. And if you would like to just have a free reading later on, send me an email at Michele at eclectichandstarot.com, and I will read for you as soon as possible in future shows. My tarot shows are going to be, my live stream tarot shows are going to be happening Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific, and Saturdays at 7 a.m. Pacific. And the reason that I want to do it this way, because in previous years I did video recordings of readings for all the signs and whatever, and it was just so much work, recording and editing and posting, and it really burned me out, and that's why I needed a really long break. And also, as I explained at the beginning of the video, I started massage therapy school. I didn't really have the confidence for live streaming at the time, but this massage therapy program that I've been in is so rigorous that my confidence has totally changed, and that's been a really, really good thing for me. And I felt ready to start just doing live videos, because it's easier for me to just record, upload, be done, walk away from it, instead of being like, wow, this is taking a whole bunch of my time. Is it productive? Well, who cares if it's productive, really? As long as I'm of service, empowering and inspiring people. So I've got to make it as easy as possible for myself. Thank you all for being here. Okay, so for anyone here, or for anyone who needs to hear the message, I think I have a little bit of time left. I'll do an extra reading. Start with a wholeness card. Let me drink of water. For any messages for anyone who needs to hear it. I am present in my work with others and with myself. I am present with myself in my work and with others. It's about slowing down and really feeling where you are. A lot of us are really rushing around these days. We're really feeling it. Excuse my hiccups. I just ate dinner right before I came on. We're really feeling it right now because we had that slow time during the COVID pandemic where we could just take it easy and pace ourselves out. But life is becoming pretty rushed lately, and that makes it really hard to be present. So the first card is asking us to slow down and focus on what's most important as we're going step by step. Work carefully, work mindfully. There's the Tower again. Tower came up at the beginning of this session to talk about paradigms that need to collapse. Okay, so as the old is dismantled to make way for the new, because the foundation was shaky in the first place, it's hard to keep in mind what's important as we go forward. What's important? Taking care of our health, taking care of our physical health and our mental health, taking care of our families, making sure that first we put on our air mask and then we help our loved ones with theirs. Okay, so that's where our priorities have to be. Slow down and remember what your priorities are. Okay, next card. Seven of Cups. So many options. When things are moving really quickly, lots of changes are happening, it seems like there's so much coming at us that it's hard to tell what's good for us and what's not. Especially when there's so much happening in the world that we're not totally familiar with. The social landscape is changing so quickly. Remember what's most important to you. Get present with yourself. Let me look at this for a second. Try to remember. Yes. So there's all these fun and interesting options. Don't get caught up in FOMO, fear of missing out. Right now, it's most important to be in touch with your spiritual center. Take a deep breath. Exhale. What does my soul want? What does my soul need? That's always the right choice. What does my soul need is always the right choice. Beautiful, beautiful. It's a Libra energy. I know Libra's going through some stuff. Now we got the Three of Swords, and it is in reverse, and it has to do with, on the surface, it's about betrayal, third parties, feeling like somebody stabbed you in the back. Well, I mean, if somebody needs to hear something about being stabbed in the back, if there is a person out there who's getting this message right now regarding some kind of disaster, this is very specific. This is like a very specific storyline that I just tuned into here about. Oh, you don't want to break somebody else's heart. I see. You don't want to betray somebody else. Some of you might have been betrayed or felt like you were betrayed. I have a hard time embracing this whole like self-pitying, someone else did something evil to me kind of thing, because everything happens for a reason. It's everything that seems like it's a disaster on the surface is actually an opportunity to rebuild in a better way. If someone betrayed you, they weren't the right person for you. If you're not happy in a relationship and you don't want to betray somebody else, but you don't want to be in it anymore, that's not the right situation for you to be in. It's not the right situation for them to be in. What's the right choice to make? There's all these options. What should I do? I don't know. I'm overwhelmed. Listen to your soul, my dear. Listen to your soul. Listen to your soul. It will tell you what the right choice is. One more card. for those of you who are heartbroken, your soul loves you and values you and knows that you'll get through this. It wants to empower you. King of Cups in reversed. You are, it was in reverse. You are in control of your own emotions. No one else is doing anything to you. You do it to yourself. Everything that you're feeling right now is a reaction, is your reaction to what's happening around you. No one is making you sad. No one is making you feel guilty. You're the one that feels those feelings. And so you're being asked to take control of that, to be responsible for that. If your heart feels like it needs to go somewhere else, this is this strong impression, the clarification that I'm getting. If your heart feels like it needs to be somewhere else, then take responsibility as a king would and just go do that. And it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be fun, but it's necessary, and it's a growth experience for yourself and the other person. Now, if you're a person that feels like you were betrayed, then take responsibility for your heart and take care of yourself. Go slow. Stay present. Stay present with what's most important to you. That's the big thing when you're dealing with heartbreak, is to always go back to what is most important to you. Always go back to gratitude for what you do have. I know it sucks. I know it sucks to have to be told that, because it's easier said than done. But you'll get through it. Brick by brick, you'll rebuild a new tower with someone else. Brick by brick, you rebuild yourself and your own identity, and you will learn from it. You'll learn your own value. You'll learn your own ability to bounce back from hard times. But this card here that we started with is a reminder that you do have a lot going on for you, that the people that are in your life that are not involved in this emotional hardship are rooting for you. They just want you to come and be present with them. Don't let yourself get distracted with all the nonsense. Okay. Well, it's been just about an hour now, so I'm going to close up for today. And I will be back on Saturday at 7 a.m. Pacific time. If you want to tune in for that, send me an email with your request for a free tarot reading on my live stream, and I'll let you know when I'm going to be doing it. It can be totally anonymous. That's fine. That's Michele at eclectichandstarot.com. Doing it old school style because I don't want to be coming back and editing this later. All right, I love y'all. I'll see you later.